No. No. I already gave you treats. No more. Don't pout at me. No. Whoa. I like this camera. Okay, hi, hello. So, I need to talk about the substance or I'm gonna explode. Why did this go upside down? Why is it doing that? Is it a hand gesture thing? No. Okay. Anyway, the substance. Okay, I'm late to the game. I know that it's been out for probably like a year or something at this point, but it's been on my list. I finally got to watch it yesterday. I wrote down a bunch of thoughts and I was just gonna word vomit everything, I guess. Okay, so the overarching idea that I had was basically that societal's perception, societal's? Society's perception of youth, or the societal perception of youth, is a parasite. And I mean that in the sense of you you get so caught up in the idea of youth and staying young for as long as you can that you get incredibly selfish. You want everything and you want it all endlessly. And despite feeling your best and showing it all off, like your body's great, your face is great, whatever, and being happy about all of that, you forget that you're a product. You're a vision meant to be consumed. And this is mostly because of sexism and how women are essentially seen as something to be gawked at and consumed as like a product. How you look has to be a certain way. How you present yourself needs to be perfect in order to be seen as worthy, and etc., etc. So when your time runs out, when you don't have everything in the right places anymore, you get discarded. So I think it's silly that, not really silly, it's just sad that you you grow up, you're adored by all, and then you try to get your youth back by doing this creepy, crazy little experiment. You get it back, and then you lose it again because you know it's not going to last forever. There's obviously rules to this, and if you don't follow the rules, it's just like you just tap out, you know. And even if you've given them everything, they don't owe you anything. They they choose to just take what they want from you and then not give you those privileges that your, not really your youth gave you. It's more like what they thought of you in your youth. That kind of um, privilege just gets taken away when you don't satisfy their needs anymore. So we categorize youth and old age pretty dramatically. It's like once you hit 23, you're a dinosaur online. Like you have to be 16 to 23 to really be thought of as someone that's worthy or has potential. And then after that, you're just, it's a sharp downturn. I I think that when it comes to showbiz, it's probably more like 50 or even 40 years old when people think that you shouldn't be looked at and you're just old and gross and useless at that point. And it's just ridiculous because in capitalism, we just work ourselves to the bone until we retire, but it's built to eat at us until then. If we can even make it to that point, you know? The first 2 decades of our life is such a small fraction of it, so hyper focusing on it is pointless. You're still figuring out how to be a person, and we can really just die at any moment, so it's silly to just not take in as much as you can every day. this movie it brought some existential feelings out of me at first, because I was like, man, she's she's got it all. She's rich, she's got this show, and then they just throw her away, and I'm just like, man, I don't want people to do that to me when I get older. And then I was thinking, wait, she's got it all, and they're discarding her because they don't know her true worth. And she doesn't even know her true worth, because she's running to this doll that she shifts her consciousness in order to feel like she's worthy of love. And that's so sad. I I've had my own thoughts of like, well, I've already been through college. I'm at this like dead end job, so I gotta find another one, and then I get to another dead end job, and yada yada yada. So it's just like, where's my life going? And I need to figure out everything until like before I turn 25, because then at that point it's just like, what am I gonna do? And I'm just like, dude, I just need to tell myself, you're fine. Life is not like you have to get to this certain point and then you're set and then that's it, because you can change yourself again and again, and each stage of your life is a new opportunity for experiences. Like, life is literally just a series of experiences. So I think that one of the things that I got from this movie was basically like, you die twice. Once when you're old and forgotten, and second when your youth kills you. So getting old is the end before death. You you have to remember that you're still worth something, because otherwise, like, you're already dead. Like, you're just dead inside at that point. Like, she could have just rebranded and pivoted into something new, or just continued doing the thing that she loves and like pitched it to people that actually cared about her. And yeah. And it's easier said than done, of course, because I mean, one of the main messages that the guy on the phone would be saying, the one that was like giving her the medicine that would make her have this twin or whatever, he would say, you can't run from yourself, including the parts that you hate. Or I don't know if he said that second part, there's a bug. But you can't run from yourself. You are this version of you. You are, what's her name? Sue? And you're also Miss Sparkle. Like, you can't separate these parts of you and think that everything is just gonna be all fine and dandy. And you can't run away from this version of you that you've been with your entire life, because that's still you and that's still a human being. Like, do you actually hate yourself, or is it actually the extension of other people not caring about you anymore? When you base your worth when you base your worth on outside perspectives, it becomes a sensitive balance. Like, you just end up belonging to these people that only want to take from you. Please stop trying to get on my table. And this is all pretty ironic, because the men, they can just consume forever. They can just do whatever they want. They can just tell you to smile and wear the clothes that they want you to wear, and just like be able to look at you and take, and then that's fine. Overall, this whole thing is, of course, about like running from aging and death. And I think it has a lot to do with how we view getting older. Like, in general, our media is focused on girls in high school and women in their early 20s. And then after that, it's like you're just someone's mom. Or, like, there is good media out there that has people that are not just like someone still in college or still in high school. But it's not as often as the shows and the movies that are centered around the pretty young little teenage girls and the girls that are still impressionable and hot and young, you know? Like, it's gotten better. We have protagonists from different age ranges more recently, but we still have many actresses that go through surgeries or Ozempic or whatever else to try to portray this version of themselves that people want to broadcast. Like, after high school and college age, you don't really get support. You're kind of just floating through life until hopefully you just find your footing. And I know people, including myself, that get so much anxiety about trying to find their path in life or just go forward in life. And it's practically impossible nowadays, whether it's the economy or politics or global warming. It seems like we don't have a life now. So, what's the point of it all? Will we even get to age? Like, death is scary. It's something that we tend to run from because it's so terrifying to think of the possibility of an end of something that we're used to, especially something so final or even just like a transitional phase because we don't know what it'll be like, not from firsthand perspectives. And I think that people don't really know the process of what it's like to die. Like, it's hard to sit with a loved one that's dying or even talk to someone that you know that had someone in their life recently die. You don't know what to say, you don't know what to do. I'm one of those people who has lost people but doesn't know how to comfort other people who have also gone through something like that, you know? Because I mean, death is scary. It's We have horror that's just all dedicated to death and dying and the creepy crawlies, the skeletons, and we admire the vampires that get to live forever, you know? We don't like talking about how we're gonna die, and if we do, people think that we're not okay mentally. And aging isn't really supported. You're just kind of locked away and not really a part of society after a certain point. If you can't contribute to society in a way people want, then you're considered useless. I think the effects in this movie were amazing. I think that the message in it is it's it's sad. It's sad that you try to make this better version of yourself and you're still not loved because you weren't able to keep the balance of staying in reality and keeping yourself grounded in a love for yourself, if that makes sense. At the end of it all, we just turn to goo, looking at the stars, waiting to return to the universe, and no one will remember you exist because you got swept up by the janitor. On a more positive note, every type of person is worthy of existence and praise. I hope that I'll be gentle with myself every year of my life because I deserve a forgiving home to come back to at the end of the day. Every day is an option to just live life, not get stuck on how you look or possibilities. It's The present really is a gift. And I just wish that more people were more considerate with other people. I'm intolerant to intolerance. Okay, I don't know the body horror in this. It made feelings happen. I don't like body horror. It's uncomfortable. It did its job for sure. So if you're sensitive to that, you probably shouldn't watch it. Um, The actresses did a really good job. The makeup was great. The last scene, like, just had my jaw on the floor. I thought this was a really good movie. Might just watch it again. Okay. Appreciate who you are, please. And appreciate those around you, please. And I will see you in another video. Okay, bye. Be nice to people.